Hello, I'm Jack.
I'm Eleanor.
And today we are walking the Ryde to Ventnor Line. The Ryde to Ventnor Line was built by the Isle of Wight Railway, initially the Isle of Wight Eastern Section Railway. It was the second line on the island to be built, starting in Ryde and visiting the popular coastal towns of Sandown and Shanklin before passing through St Boniface Down via tunnel and finishing in Ventnor. Now unfortunately we are going to have to start this video with a bit of a faux pas. As you know, this part of this line is still functioning as the island line, which means half of this walking video we are going to have to do riding the train.
Anyway, enough moaning. Let's head back to this morning before we look like drowned rats.
It's currently just after 9 and we're walking up Ryde Pier. The hovercraft's just going out. The weather is adequate, shall we say, and we're walking to our first station of the day, which is Ryde Pier Head.
Pier Head Station is the northern terminus of the line, allowing passengers to step directly from the ferry onto the train. Well, most of the time. The station is currently closed to a sea of high-vis jackets, working to transform the old tramway into a pedestrian walkway. The station now only has one functioning platform, a far cry from the steam era, where it once had 4.
We're at the second station of the day, which is Ryde Esplanade. Whilst we're here, I'll give you a bit of the history of the line.
The part of the line from St John's to Pier Head was built in 1880, a good decade after the rest of the railway. Until then, a horse-drawn tramway operated from the pier, down the Esplanade, across the Strand and to St John's. Its leisurely operating pace, though, was fast becoming a bottleneck for island tourism, and therefore 2 mainland railway companies joined forces to build a line that tunnelled under the streets and ran up a new pier alongside the already existing tramway and promenade ones.
We stopped briefly at Park Road Bridge by the bus museum over there, and we just wanted to check out the remains of the old gasworks. Unfortunately there's not much left, but we can do a comparison shot out of this book.
Next stop on the line is Ryde St John's Road. Finished in 1864, it was the initial northern terminus of the railway before the line to Pier Head was constructed. It's still very much in use today as the Island Line headquarters, and still boasts a few relics from its past as well, including these Isle of Wight Railway monograms and a 1928 signal box. Unfortunately though, the old steam shed is now long gone, having been replaced with a car park. Jumping on the train, the next stop is Braiding. We skip Smallbrook Junction as it is an interchange only station for the steam railway, and we will visit it when we come to do that line.
So where are we now?
Braiding.
Braiding! We're at Braiding. We've arrived at Braiding. We're the only people here. Got a whole big station to ourselves.
Braiding Station is arguably the prettiest on the line, being well looked after by the Braiding Railway Heritage Centre. Much of its original architecture still remains, including this signal box, which occasionally is open to the public. A temporary footbridge is in use as the original is in current need of repairs. Just north of here, a short line once branched off heading east over the marshes to Bembridge.
And this here is the platform which the Bembridge trains would have left from. Last train left in 1953, so I don't think there's any chance of getting one today, that's for sure. On another note, it started to rain.
Yay!
Back on the train, the line, which once was double track, runs parallel to the main road before climbing steeply into Sandown. So we arrived in Sandown, and what are we having in Sandown?
Sausage roll.
Sausage roll. It's time for lunch. Sandown is once again an ode to its past, with the station building still in great condition. Unfortunately though, a fair bit of the station's original architecture is missing, including the canopies on platform 2 and the famous high-rising signal box. It is though the only station on the railway to have a functioning subway, and the rails are still in place in platform 3, which once served the long-gone Sandown to Newport line. Does it work? So we just finished our sausage rolls. Almost. From here we're going to walk to Lake Station, which is a relatively new station. From there we're going to take the last stop, do the last journey on the Island Line to Shanklin, where we actually get to then walk some abandoned railway line. Lake Station was built in the late 80s to serve the ever-growing town of the same name between Sandown and Shanklin. A very simple station, which if it was built back in the early days, would probably have been classed as a halt. So we're at Lake Station now, built in 1987. It's a bit boring here, there's not much to see. It's a wooden platform and like a bus shelter type shelter. But from here we're going to get the train that way to Shanklin, and then we can finally start walking. Stepping off at Shanklin, the first thing you notice is the now defunct platform 2, which has been made into a flower ornament. Again, the station has lost a lot of its past glory, but is still beautifully preserved. Shanklin was the original terminus of the line in 1864, before the extension to Ventnor via Wroxall was completed in 1866. The bridge which once traversed Landguard Road has been removed, but only a few paces up the railway alignment the other side soon starts to reveal clues to its past. So as you can probably tell, it's raining again. It's been lovely and sunny recently, but the one day that we have to do this actual video, it starts to rain. Yeah, typical, isn't it? Yeah. The line here falls into a deep cutting before passing under God's Hill Road, after which the railway emerges into open countryside and, unfortunately for us, bitter winds. So we're now at the point in which we started this video, in the lovely bit of countryside between Shanklin and Wroxall. Unfortunately it is still raining. This bit of the line opened in 1866, as I said earlier. It opened a bit later, but why? Well, the reason why is because of land. A lot of people around this area didn't like the idea of a railway being built through their area, and on top of that there was a tunnel to build through St Boniface Down, which was over 1,300 feet long, and there was also a big 3-arch bridge which we're now going to visit. After After trying to get as many shots as possible before our hands freeze, it was onwards to Wroxall, where the station and goods yard complex are still clearly visible. The station house and platforms are long gone, though the hotel which once sat next to the platform still remains. From here, the line ran through these gardens and into the undergrowth. It was very difficult to trace the exact alignment of the railway, as part of it was replaced by a brook. From certain viewpoints though, the alignment can still be seen. Approaching Manor Road Bridge, it's clear that the trackbed has somewhat been filled in. The summit of the line is located just south of here, near the bricked up north portal of the Ventnor Tunnel, which lurks ominously in the undergrowth.
Just discussing, because the weather's pretty dire, and we were going to walk up over St Boniface Down, but I don't think that's going to happen today. We're going to have to walk around because it's very, very muddy, and I've already slipped over once, so.
I didn't laugh. Honestly.
She didn't laugh.
Opened in September 1866, Ventnor Station is both interesting and somewhat imposing. Built within the walls of a former quarry overlooking the town at 90 metres above sea level, it certainly was unique in many ways. The site is now an industrial estate, but a few reminders of the old station still remain. Unfortunately though, the tunnel portal is quite overgrown. But on the upside, the sun is finally coming out.
So Eleanor's already gone to the pub to get the first round in. I thought I'd just quickly come to a viewpoint above the station to wrap up this video. In April 1966, this line was axed, the line from Shanklin to Ventnor, under the beaching axes. And since then, there's been various attempts to reopen it. As recent as 2020, the Department of Transport conducted an investigation into reopening the line, but nothing came of it. Unfortunately, I think the costs outweigh the benefits with this one. But we've had a wonderful time walking the line, riding the line for most of it, but walking the rest of it. And please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.